My wife makes me go to all that shit, and actually, now that she does, I actually enjoy it. Some of the
She's
stuff's
from-
just fun to see.
It's good
I
stuff.
know.
It's
It
good
always
stuff.
is. It always is. But I
Yeah.
never want to
Yeah,
do it.
yeah.
I know.
Do you miss going to Blockbuster and having
No.
just that little moment
Yes.
in there, like
Yeah.
walking around?
Totally.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't miss Blockbuster. I miss being 12 years old at Blockbuster. I do.
Same thing.
Well,
Same
That's
thing.
the funny
No.
thing is that when Netflix came to Blockbuster to offer like an alliance, they responded.
Yep.
Now,
never-
you know what's the secret? The Blockbuster experience. People want to go there. They want to have the popcorn.
Till they did.
Yeah, like it was cheap. They were trying to sell it for like 12 million or something stupid.
Oh, so it's the only experience they've ever had. So yeah,
Yeah.
they're used to the experience.
There's one Blockbuster still open, like in Oregon.
I think it closed.
It held on for a long time.
I
Yeah,
think
but
there
I
was
don't want to sit. I don't want to sit there and say that Netflix is brilliant and they came up with a business model that didn't exist because they were brilliant. The reality is Netflix. They struggled for many years their model was to send DVDs through the mail. And
they
even
came
at
in
that
after-
time, I was
But they
thinking,
figured it out, and they did come up with.
They're
the
lucky that the
model.
technology kind of provided them an avenue that no one else was taking at the time. I give them that. They took that opportunity, but a lot of these times, these companies like Amazon and Netflix, they look at them and go, wow, they just had amazing leaders. They got fucking lucky in a market that was available to them, opened up while they were struggling. Like
Redbox,
Amazon,
too.
I remember Amazon was just a bookseller, and they weren't doing that good up front. I remember that I would go there and I could practically get a book for like $8 that was costing me a shit ton of money before because they were just hoping anybody would use their service. And now look what they've turned into. The richest company, second in the world. It's just crazy. But I know that they get a lot of blowjobs because they think Bezos is amazing. The reality is the fucker got lucky, and my hat's off to him. I'm not taking anything away from him, but the reality is that company was this close to going under.
Yeah, he got divorced. He got divorced though, so he can lose most of it.
Well,
Dude,
Lost half-
Blockbuster was there, and they had the billions. At the same time, the technology came out. So this is just not about luck. Luck it's about being at the right place at the right time, being prepared. These guys were prepared. They were doing what they had to do, and anyone who has a successful business, it will have some luck part of it, but it's like if you're not there, if you're not prepared to grab it, it's nothing.
Yeah,
the
you make your
example you're using with Netflix though is unique because when I look about it and think about it, I'm not an analyst for economics or whatever, but the one thing that Netflix has, and you can actually clearly see it, is they had a group of individuals that were already lazy, right? They wanted their DVDs delivered. They already were out of the model of wanting to go to Blockbuster. They had already removed themselves from that market. So when Blockbuster said people still want that, not Netflix employee, and not people that were already paying Netflix to deliver them, so that the streaming service was an obvious move for them. And the fact that they already had 1 million people subscribing to their delivery, and they got free because Netflix was free. Like the service for streaming was free. You had to just get the DVDs delivered to your house. The freedom was the streaming piece. I was one of the original people that had that. And I'm thinking about looking back on it. I had already given up on Blockbuster. So Dave, you asked the question, would I want to be part of Blockbuster? No.
There's more to it. It's the fact that Blockbuster, they were true assholes because of the late fees. That is what actually brought them down big time because everyone hated them. Like you would go because that's a place, where else are you gonna go? But you are shit. I don't care about you. Like the late fees were insane. It made no sense.
Not only that, but you could have never gotten away with renting out like 8 seasons of Game of Thrones if you were Blockbuster, right? You would have had to rent it out for like a month, or they would have got like a crazy late fee. So they got the streaming thing, and
you would have to move like every episode.
Right. The binge watching is what allowed Netflix to take off, and the gamers. If it wasn't for video games, Netflix wouldn't have worked. But you got those guys who are constantly trying to get stuff in without being super lazy gamers, right? Trying to get stuff delivered right to their door. That's why Netflix was able to take off.
And Netflix didn't have late fees. You could keep it
Right.
as long as you wanted.
And
That was
Redbox.
their
There you
model.
go.
Redbox
And wouldn't they
before,
like send you like
Netflix.
extra movies?
Yeah, you get like bonus. Like if you rent
Yeah,
however many, you get
so-
an extra one.
It creates loyalty, you know. It's like, dude, these assholes here, this like my friends here.
Yeah, keep
That's
people
part
happy.
of it.
How novel. Right.
I would think the hard thing too, like when they started streaming, the movies were terrible. They weren't even like #1 movies. They were like second-rate movies too.
It's still
Like,
pretty
they
bad
don't-
if you get past like the cream of the crop. It gets pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah,
You get,
bad.
you
There's
get
like 6 movies a month that come out that you want to
Yeah,
see,
then
and the
you got,
rest
like,
is just shit.
yeah.
you get like 1,000 Bollywood movies. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
What the
Yeah.
hell instance are you on?